Hey guys, how we doing today? It's Wally with LearningNet.com, and in today's video, I wanted to talk about the top reasons to get started today with A2 hosting. In today's A2 hosting review, I'm going to be talking about all the benefits of using them to create your next blog, website, or even an e-commerce store online. If you guys are new here to this channel for LearningNet.com, hit the subscribe button, guys, right below, along with the bell, and that way any future videos that I upload, you'll be sure to receive them. So here at LearningNet.com, guys, the idea is to help beginners like yourselves to be able to create simple websites online using WordPress. WordPress is a really nice CMS platform that allows you to create websites without the use of coding or HTML. And so on this website here, I do promote A2 Hosting because I've been using them for several years. And I really love their services across the board, not only for the customer service, but the really great prices and tools that they offer in place. What I'm going to be doing for you guys, in addition to this A2 hosting review, is dropping a link right below. It's going to show you guys how to create your very own website step by step with WordPress, and that way you can be on your way to launching your website for 2024 within a few short moments. What I did for you guys is I put together a simple doc that goes over some of the top reasons why I recommend getting started today with A2 hosting. I'm going to include a link right below. It'll be the very first link that you guys find. Will be to save up to 85% off on your web hosting today. When it comes to creating a website online, guys, no doubt there are tons of web hosting providers online, many of which that offer shared web hosting, WordPress hosting, managed hosting, reseller hosting, amongst other web hosting solutions that are out there. If you're a beginner online, I highly recommend that you guys get started today with a shared web hosting package itself. When you do, it'll provide all of the necessary resources to create your website today. And obviously, one thing that you guys can do is gradually you can scale up as you feel the need to. And so what I'm going to do right now, guys, for you is I'm going to go through 10 top reasons why you should get started today with A2 hosting. The very first one is obviously the cost. It's super affordable for beginners and even advanced users that want to migrate for free over to A2 hosting. To help you guys to really appreciate the cost itself and how much you'll really be saving in comparison with a lot of competitors online, I want you to click the link that's right below. It's the very first one. When you do, it's just going to open up in another tab itself. You'll be brought to this page that's right here, guys, where you'll see some amazing deals that are going on right now where you'll be able to save up to 85% off when you guys are using the links below. As I mentioned before, with A2 hosting as well as many other providers online, they do offer shared web hosting, which is really ideally for beginners. There's a VPS hosting, which is really a step up from shared hosting. You have reseller hosting, which is for people that want to open like their very own web hosting business. So if you're a beginner, then that's not for you. You don't need that at all. And if you're a beginner, you don't need VPS or any of the other types that are here. Again, I recommend that you go with the shared web hosting itself. When you do, you'll notice that A2 hosting has 4 different plans that you can select from. There's like a startup plan, there's a dry plan, a turbo boost, and a turbo max plan itself, all of which offer the unique features and benefits to be able to power and run your website online. But again, if you're a beginner online, I just recommend going with shared, and then you can scale up over time if you see fit, okay? And so once you look down right here, guys, you'll see again 4 different plans, as I mentioned before: the startup, drive, turbo boost, and max. When you're getting started today, the normal pricing for A2 hosting for their packages for the startup is only $11.99. That's still a really great deal in comparison with a lot of competitors online that may start off with about $15 to $20 for their shared web hosting itself. But if you guys are using the links below, you're going to be able to get started today for only $1.99. So this is an amazing deal, guys, that you're going to be taking advantage of today by using the links that are right below. Only $1.99 per month. What I recommend with web hosting in general, not only with A2 hosting, but with any web hosting provider online that you decide to go with, is that you should buy more web hosting up front. When you do this, it's going to save you a lot of money both on the front and back end. To help you guys really appreciate like how much money you're saving, with A2 hosting, I want you to compare it to maybe like a Costco's, or if you have like a Walmart, a BJ's. Typically when you buy in bulk, you buy more than just one product itself. You save more money per product. And so with web hosting, it's the same way. It works pretty much in the same way when you purchase more web hosting up front. Let's say like a year, 2 years, or even 3 years, you'll save the absolute most money for it. So you're getting the web hosting a lot cheaper by purchasing a longer term. And the cool thing about E2 hosting, they do have a money back guarantee. I'm going to talk about that very shortly. But whichever of these plans that you go with, you want to lock in for the long haul itself. You want to do that because what'll happen, guys, is when the web hosting renews, let's say 12 months forward, 24 months forward, 36 months forward, whatever it is that you decide to purchase today, it's just going to renew at this pricing that's right here, the $11.99, the $14.99, the $22.99, or the $28.99, depending on which of these you decided to go with. And this is the case with any web hosting provider online. The reason why I love E2 Hosting is that they have the absolute lowest prices, not only on the front end with these introductory rates, but also on the renewal itself. And for this reason, I highly recommend, going with them. So again, if you just want to create one website online, guys, then the startup would be the absolute best plan. When I got started with E2 Hosting initially, I did start off with the startup plan itself, but I decided like 2 months after getting started that I wanted to upgrade. That's what I did. I upgraded to the Drive, and that's the one that I have right now. I have this because I'm now doing affiliate marketing, network marketing, and most people that follow this channel know that. And so, with plans like the Drive, Turbo Boost, and Max, they allow you to create unlimited websites online. So if that's something that you want to do, then I highly recommend that you get that, okay? So that's really, in a nutshell, how costs work, with E2 Hosting. You're going to save a lot of money by going, with their web hosting itself. And so we talked about cost, guys. If you are with a provider right now, another web hosting provider, maybe it's Bluehost, maybe it's HostGator, it's a provider that you don't like, maybe you've been having problems with that web hosting provider, what you can do right now is take advantage of a free website migration. What this means is that right now you can have E2 Hosting move your website, your current website, all of your data, your files, your emails, all of that to their servers. It's a hands-off deal. You don't have to do anything. You just need to set up your account. And once you do that, you can initiate the migration process, if that makes sense. Another thing that I wanted to talk about that's extremely important with any web hosting provider, guys, online is customer support. If you have questions or you run into an issue and you need to contact a customer service rep, E2 Hosting has amazing customer service 24/7, and it's really, really fast. I had an account previously with Bluehost, and Bluehost pricing is okay, but the thing that's not okay there is the customer support. Sometimes you're on long waits, even with chat. And if you're with Bluehost or you're with another provider, online, and you've experienced that, then you know exactly what I'm talking about. But in the case of E2 Hosting, you can reach somebody by phone, email, chat. It's very, very fast to get through, and they're very, very knowledgeable when it comes to resolving issues. Okay, and so I highly, highly recommend E2 Hosting for that. Another reason why I highly recommend that you use their web hosting for 2024 going forward is that they have really fast page loads. Now, Google measures websites or ranks websites by speed. They're not a factor that go into your overall SEO ranking, but speed is definitely one of those. And how is it that your customers or visitors react upon landing, on your site itself? And so, according to some Google stats, if your website loads within 3 seconds or less, it tends to rank a lot higher in the search engine. So everybody wants to be on page one with the ranking, of their website itself, and speed is really key in that. And so E2 Hosting understands that, and they have turbo servers. They have in place CDNs. Every web hosting provider should have that. Some charge for it. You actually get one for free through E2 Hosting. You need a CDN or a content delivery network service, guys, because it's going to promote fast page loads no matter where your visitors are coming from. And so in the case of learnernet.com, this site right here gets visitors from all around the world, not only the US, but from Europe, from Asia, Africa, all around the world. I get visitors, hundreds of thousands of visitors that land on this website. And thanks to a CDN, it prevents your website from crashing. So you don't want that. You obviously want to promote a really great user experience. And again, A2 Hosting takes care of you with the CDN. Another thing that A2 Hosting has in place is caching through Lightspeed. And so this promotes, again, fast page loads. It's a better experience, user experience, for your visitors that land up on your website. If, again, your website loads more than 3 seconds, then people are likely to abandon your website and go to your competitor in search results. So again, all of these measures are in place, amongst others, that help you to have really fast website speeds. Very, very important. A2 Hosting also uses cPanel. When you get started today, guys, with the links below and you get your account, going and all of that, you're going to receive some emails, one of which will give you access to cPanel. This is the cPanel. Most web hosting providers online do use it. So again, if you want to do a free site migration over to A2 Hosting's cPanel, you can do that. And basically all of your information, your files, your data is going to be dragged over to A2 Hosting, migrated over to the servers, and that way you can use your website or power your website on their servers. And so you have tons of tools and resources here, guys, to your disposal that help you to manage and run your website the way that it should be, okay? And so you have cPanel in place. It's very user-friendly, really great for beginners, online. Another thing that I wanted to talk about that's extremely important is uptime performance. So uptime performance, guys, is a measurement of how often your website is online. This is important because if you're searching right now, you wanted to know more about A2 Hosting, the benefits of using the web hosting services, you found my website through learnernet.com in the SERPs. But if for some reason you clicked through on the website itself and the website was offline, has that ever happened to you that you've searched online for something very, very specific, you click through, and for some reason the website does not load? That's an uptime issue. And so if you have your website online, it means that one, your website is gaining more exposure, people are actually finding your website, and you're essentially going to make more potential sales or conversions, on your site. But obviously, if your website is down for whatever reason, it means that you're going to have less exposure, you're going to lose money, and essentially your visitors are going to go to your competitors. So I mentioned uptime performance because it's extremely important. And A2 Hosting has rock solid uptime performance on their servers, something that you absolutely need for your business to perform around the clock. Another reason why I recommend using A2 Hosting, guys, is security. We live in a world that's very unsecure. Websites are hacked each and every day by the minute, thousands of them. In fact, I saw a stat online where it mentioned that upwards of 30,000 websites are hacked every minute. Can you imagine that? So if you have a web hosting provider that does not have measures in place to protect your website, that's an issue. And so this is one of the huge reasons why I recommend using A2 Hosting. One, they care a lot about security. They give you free SSL certificates that you guys will see on my site right here for learnernet.com. You need that, especially if you're going to be selling products on your website. On LearnerNet site, I don't sell like any individual products itself, but I still have the SSL certificate because it lets my visitors know from Google, Yahoo, and Bing that learnernet.com is a secure website. So you need that, along with some other measures to keep your website safe around the clock, such as DDoS protection. This is protection against attacks like web attacks, brood attacks, people that are trying to hack into your website and steal your information. And so in the case of A2 Hosting, they have 24/7 protection against these type of attacks itself. They also perform what's called WordPress hardening. That's basically adding an additional layer of security, to your website itself. It's like putting on like 2 or 3 additional latex gloves, if you will, to protect, from germs. That's what I like to compare it to. Another great thing that A2 Hosting has in place are automatic backups for free. You need this in the event something, happens with your website. You can always restore your website back in the condition that it was before it was interrupted. So again, they're really, really big on security, and I think this is something that's extremely important, whether you're a beginner online or you're an advanced user coming over to A2 Hosting from another provider. You should know that all of these measures are in place. Something else that I wanted to mention about A2 Hosting is the flexibility with payment methods. They have more payment methods than their competitors online. A lot of competitors online for web hosting typically just give you like Visa or MasterCard where you can, pay for your web hosting itself. But in the case of A2 Hosting, they have several different cards that they accept. And you can also even pay with a check. Yes, people still use checks today. I even use them. You can do a wire transfer. You can even use PayPal. So they're super flexible in the way of like payment methods. And again, this is a huge plus for anybody that wants to create a website with A2 Hosting. Another thing that I wanted to mention is that A2 Hosting does something that's very unique that a lot of the competitors don't allow you to do. Typically, when you create a website with a web hosting provider, whatever the company is out there, typically depending on where you live or where you reside, whether you're in the United States, you're in Europe, Asia, wherever it is that you live, typically the web hosting provider will assign you a specific data center, and it may be one that's just closest to you. That can be a good or a bad thing. It's a good thing if and only if your visitors itself come primarily from the area or the state or the country where you're actually targeting itself. It's a bad thing if they're not from that area. And what that means is that it'll take a longer time for a visitor itself to be to access your website. Again, with A2 Hosting, they have CDNs in place. CDNs help to route that traffic a lot faster. That way it displays or uploads your images and your data a lot faster. And so in the case of an A2 Hosting, they allow you to not only choose which data center you want to connect to versus being automatically assigned to one, but again, you have that CDN. So you can definitely expect faster page loads and faster delivery of your content across the board. Another thing that I wanted to mention, guys, is that A2 Hosting has a standard 30-day money-back guarantee, but something that they do that's really different is that they actually offer you a refund beyond 30 days. It's a prorated amount. And so I mention this because most competitors online for web hosting only give you 30 days, and if you don't request a refund within that space of time, you lose your money altogether. And so whether you're purchasing 1 year, 2 years, or even 3 years of web hosting upfront to save the most money with your packages, if you decide that 60 days, 90 days down the road that A2 Hosting is not for you, you can call up customer support, request a refund, and it will be prorated based on the web hosting itself that you haven't used, if that makes sense. And so these are some of the top reasons, guys, why I highly, highly recommend the beginners and even advanced users that want to migrate from their current web hosting providers over to A2 Hosting. I highly recommend using A2 Hosting. It's super reliable. It's super affordable. They have amazing customer support. And I think you guys will find all of the resources that you need to create your websites today. And so I want you guys to get started today by using the link below. If you found value with this video, go ahead and smash the like button. Also share it online. That way other amazing people just like yourselves will be able to find it in YouTube search. If you haven't done so already, guys, go ahead and smash that subscribe button. That way future videos that I upload, you'll be sure to receive them. And again, I'm going to link up to a tutorial. It's a step-by-step tutorial for beginners to be able to create websites using A2 Hosting. Okay, so I hope it's very helpful, very resourceful for you, and that you have success with the launching of your website for 2024 going beyond. Take care, guys, and thank you so much for watching this video.